So I'm not going to get really into all of the elements for every single taste, but I will kind of go through them all. So sour is um, fire and earth. So you can think about, like, when you sit down, um, like for example, when I was a kid, when I went to the movies, I would sometimes get Sour Patch Kids, and I remember eating them, and like not long into the package, my tongue would start to burn. So that's that fire element in the taste of sour. And then you've got salty. Salty also has fire in it, fire and water. So think, yeah, like if you have something that's super salty, and it starts to also burn your tongue. And then you've got, so sweet, sour, salty, and then pungent also has fire for obvious reasons. Pungent's like chili peppers, ginger, so there's that heat element there. And bitter and astringent. So bitter is, so where was I with bitter? So bitter is ether and air. So very spacious elements. No water, no sense of like salivation or anything. It really, it's like, think of bitter herbs. They kind of they don't really give you a lot of substance, like physically. Um, they don't bring this, they don't bring this sense of groundedness. They just kind of leave you in a little bit light. Um, and yeah, which balances the dosha of kapha. So kapha is very grounding. It's made of earth and water as well. So, and I'm digressing here, but I kind of wanted to kind of drive home this point of elements and how they balance, or yeah, and through the six tastes. Um, so yeah, so and they would be very vata, and vata is is air, air and ether. So so then you got astringent. So that's the sixth taste, and astringent is earth and air. So you can kind of think of like beans and lentils, and so they kind of suck the moisture out of your mouth, and then they kind of give this like stagnant feeling of like earth. It's kind of earthiness. Um, so yeah, so all of that, the reason I went into the elements and how they relate to each of the six tastes is because we are also made of those five elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Um, so, for example, our digestive tract is fire. Um, the space between like the molecules and inside of us is ether, and then you've got the bones are earth, the the plasma and the blood is water. So and anyway, I'm not sure if I hit on everybody, but so we are made up of the elements, and then what we eat also contains various ratios of elements. So this is how we balance ourselves through the food we eat, and this in essence is Ayurveda. Um, and so when going back to the point of this video, when you listen to your gut, because in a previous video I talked about the gut brain axis, when you really listen to that and honor your that inner voice, that inner intelligence, and use some logic at the same time. For example, if it's, again, going back to the tub of ice cream, like, okay, clearly that's not what my body's asking for. Maybe, yeah, maybe a few bites or whatever. And then what? So, so yeah, there is this inner intelligence. There is, it's communicating with you, and there is this like reverence, in the act of eating, where and it doesn't have to be every time you take a bite of something, but where you can say, yeah, I've listened to the calls of of my body, of my gut, and I am providing that for myself right now. And like, what a blessing! Also, what a blessing that you have at your fingertips any food you want. I mean, yeah, there are people in the world that can only eat beans and rice because that's all they have access to. Um, so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I went on a couple of tangents, but yeah, I'd be happy to know like what struck you, what maybe you're more curious about. Yeah, how you feel about what I've said and what more you would like to know about. Please you can leave your comments below. You can reach out to me via my website, email, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on all those platforms, and I'm happy to continue the conversation.